Good morning guys, welcome to another video. As you can see behind me, I'm down a gravel pit again. This is Linear. I'm on Tar Farm Lake 7 today. Something a little bit different today and a little bit of a first is I brought along my daughter, Jasmine, who's over there.
Hi!
She's very excited, never been camping before, never done an overnighter before, never done a fishing overnighter or any other overnighter apart from at home. So she's oozing with excitement, as you can imagine. Now we've come to this lake because there's a reasonable stock in here. Fancied something a little bit different from last time, which was sort of 3 videos ago when we were on Lake 8. Much lower stock water, bigger fish. There's lots more fish in here, lots more sort of mid doubles, I think, that kind of size. Just came to hopefully get a few bites, but really the main motivation was for Jasmine to have her first night session, but it'd be nice if we can catch them, obviously. Now I've came along, I booked into Peg 6, which is just further along that bank over there. Got here, there's no one there. For those of you who don't know, you have a sort of changeover hour, which on this lake you have to be off at 10 and the new people come on at 11. What I like to do is get here just before 10 o'clock or just before the changeover time, just to speak to the previous people who've been there, just to get a bit of a clue where they've been baiting, if they've done any good, etc. So I've turned up, Peg 6, there's no one there. Came along here, this is Peg 8. Spoke to the guy who was in here and he said he'd had a couple from this margin here. He said the people who pinned Peg 6 and 7 went home last night. So he said, you're better off in here, come in here. I had a check on the catch app, which is where you book it through. And there was no one booked in any of these swims along here. 8, 9, 10, there's no one booked on. So I thought, well, be silly to ruck up over there. And when I know this guy's been fishing here, he sort of said fish to the margins towards that sign over there. So that's the plan. Certainly with one rod, I'm going to put it over there. There's a margin, you won't probably be able to see it through the trees. Over here, we're in a sort of little bay. There's a margin over there, which is reed lined, which I'll probably put the other rod. Out here, it's crazy deep. Really quickly gets very, very deep in here. So it's definitely going to be margin fishing or perhaps zigs. Perhaps fish some adjustable zigs. It's 20 odd foot in here. I'll stick you a little map up there. You can have a look. I think it's 20, 30 foot in here. So obviously fishing on the bottom, it's not going to happen. The other reason for changing swims from the one I'd booked was, as you can probably see, the wind is blowing down this way and it's due to swing round like that overnight. So although it's a sort of northerly, northwesterly, we're going to be on the end of it. So I thought that's probably a better bet. Anyway, that's enough waffle. I'm going to get a bit of bait in and then I'll run you through the gear and bait, etc. We'll have a crack. So guys, that's one rod out along to the left there. You'll probably just about make out that sign on the bank. It's just near there, 25 wraps, so just about 100 yards. Now the other rod, I'm going to fire out across this way. I'll bring you around and show you. Now, as you can see, you've got a reed line over there. And just at the end of those dead reeds, there's a green tree. Just coming off that is some reeds where there's a slightly shallower area. Get this rod out over there. We'll get it set up and we'll get it across. Even though baited at the moment, I'm going on solid bags as well. Can just about fling a solid bag 100 meters, 100 yards, I should say. I'm not the greatest caster in the world, but being primarily a river angler, you don't really need to be. But a bit of backbone in these rods. I'll stick all the info and all the gear I'm using down below, but suffice to say, there's some Sonic Vader RS rods. Ridiculously cheap for good rods, and they are decent rods. Vader X 8000 size reels as well to go with them. I think they were a deal from what I remember. I bought them last year. It's the first time I started coming to Linear. Right, we'll get a lead on here. Just get the distance done, and then we'll get a bag on. Well, guys, plans have been scuppered. I'm just clipping up to this spot across here, and the guy's just come up and said, "Excuse me, mate, where's swim 10?" I said, "Oh, it's down there." So I've just booked on. So I shan't be fishing across that way because that's across swim 10's water. So that's the end of that. That's the way it is at these busy day tickets. I mean, I checked an hour ago and there was no one booked on. So fortunately, I baited 2 spots up this margin. So we'll clip up down this other spot down this margin, and we'll have both the rods out this way. So guys, a bit of an update. It's about 3 o'clock now, 3:15, something like that. Excuse me, just heard a splash. See if it was a fish. Yeah, as I was saying, it's about 3ish now. Not a lot happened. Happy with these 2 rods I've got over here. Gonna have a little creep along there, see if there's anything happening. Perhaps be able to see the water colouring up. I can see a few bubbles coming up actually. So I'm going to go and have a little walk along there, I think, just to see if we can see the water clouding up. I've just put another rod out actually on a zig. It's very, very deep out here in front of me. I've got an adjustable zig. I'm fishing that at it's in 14 foot of water. I've got it 3 foot down from the top. So just in case there's any fish cruising about, but, we'll see. I hadn't planned really on fishing 3 rods, but I think with the change of swim and the fact that this chap's here now as well, I think putting a zig out is probably a good idea. Getting another splash, but I think perhaps this chap next to me baiting up, either that or he's got plenty of fish in his swim. But yeah, hopefully one of the brods will rip off and we'll have a fish to show you. Fingers crossed. Well guys, we seem to be in the right place. We're on the end of the wind here. It's nice and warm as you can see. T-shirt weather, I think 17 degrees today they forecast. I say we seem to be in the right place because you probably see that grebe out there, about where that grebe is, 30-40 yards. In a line there's been some fish showing, perhaps a fish, perhaps multiple fish, I'm not sure. I've been chucking this zig over to it. Every time it pops out, I've been chucking a zig to it. And there's clearly some fish around this end of the lake, and so they're clearly up this end on this wind. I'm fishing this zig, I don't know, about 18 inches, 2 foot under the surface, with the thoughts that with this sun out now, they'll be in the upper layers cruising about. That's what I'm thinking. It's very, very deep out here. 20 goes down to 30 foot. I'm in about 20 foot at the moment, about 30 yards out there. But the coots are working these other 2 spots on and off. They're leaving me alone at the moment. But hopefully we can have a fish or 2.
The next time you need to do that, can I put the food in?
Yeah. Go on then. Just in that bit. That's it. And some more. Just don't get it in that front bit by the red, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Yay. Now the fish will like it.
That's very helpful. Thank you, Jasmine.
You're welcome. Now you can do your jobs faster.
That's right. So guys, seen a lot of fish showing. I say a lot. Every hour a sort of fish shows over here. So what I've done is I've round the corner, so there's no one in the next swim. Round the corner here, I've found a spot which is perhaps 10, 12 foot deep, perhaps 20 yards off the bank. So I've put spotted a little bit of sort of pellet and hemp over it. And I'm just gonna flick a solid bag over it as well. And get fairly close, as you can see. And get out of the tree. Just thinking of sort of hedging my bets a bit, really. We've got zig out covering the very top layers. We've got a margin rod out in perhaps 5, 6 foot of water, and now we've got a rod out there in 12 foot. That was my thinking anyway. Hopefully it'll pay off. Certainly the fish are showing around here anyway. Right, let's sink this line. Hopefully we can get something going. do keep sort of seeing signs of fish over in that margin spot over there. And there's grebes. There's grebes diving on it as well. I think grebes only eat fish though, so I'd be surprised if they're eating the mix. It's just a mix of hemp, pellets, mixed sizes of pellets, some broken up boilies, a bit of boilie crumb as well. Sounds like someone's away over there. I think while we're at it, we'll have a recast of this left-hand rod as well. Fishing over bait with these two rods, but I am still fishing bags, solid PVA bags. Just there's a nice little parcel of attraction around the hook bait, which is a bright, small bright pop-up, as you can see there. Oh, that's a nice donk. That's a nice donk down. So that's tight in as I perhaps have liked. But it did go down with a nice donk. We'll settle for that, and it's not that deep there.
There's an ant.
You found an ant?
Yeah, look.
Oh yeah.
It's a bit ticklish.
I bet it is. Don't let him go up your sleeve.
It's on my thumb. It's on my finger.
Where did you find him?
On the log that looks like a tick.
Ah, the log that looks like... Oh yes, the log that looks like a tick. You're very creative mind, Jazzy. Imaginative mind. And then go up there.
Ah, it's on my sleeve. It's on my sleeve.
On it's all right, not in it. So that's the rods refreshed. It's 5:30. Lovely warm day. Need to do a bit of a tidy up. The house is there. Bivvy's just an Advanta peak bivvy. It's plenty big enough for me, but I got an overwrap for this trip because we needed the extra room at the front for a small person to fit in there as well. You can sleep just at the back behind me, so I can keep an eye on her. Yeah, it's, she's enjoying herself, playing with all the creatures, as you can see. She's only fallen in once so far, but only up to her knee. Got covered in mud, so yeah, we're doing well. Been here 5 or 6 hours, and yeah, she's fallen in once. I've been fishing 45 years, I've never fallen in. But I didn't go fishing when I was 7. I think I started when I was 8, so she's over there, look, playing with creatures, having a whale of a time. Although it is a bit boring. She said it's a bit boring. She wants to catch some fish. She actually wants to stroke a fish. That's what she wants to do. Anyway, fingers crossed we can have one. So we've got margin rod in about 12 foot here, and the zig rod. It's out there about 30 yards, something like that. But this big deep hole is sort of in here. As you go around there, it gets a bit shallower. So I'll put the right hand rod over a bit of bait, just to the right hand side there, just round the corner, so almost in the next swim's water, but like I say, there's no one here, so it's not a problem. Just hoping one of these rods will bust off. We're not going to catch anything particularly big in here. Sort of 10 to 20 pound really is the stamp of fish in here. Though they do go to nearly 30, but there's not too many of those in here, I don't think. Right, fingers crossed.
I spy with my little eye something beginning with S.
Sky.
No, not.
It was. You little trickster.
No, not quite.
Stars.
No.
Stones.
Yes.
You little trickster, that was my one.
Okay, your turn.
Okay, I spy my clouds and begin with L.
Lake.
Oh, come on.
Daddy, this game needs to be one hearing, one seeing, and one feeling.
Let's see. I can see the waves. I can hear. Oh, hello. We're in. We're in. Oh, hello. Wakey, wakey. Well, guys, it's just tore off, hasn't it? Hopefully you can see what's going on. We're just sitting there relaxing in a bivvy. God, he's off out into the lake. Got a big fish on, Jazza.
I'll handle with the net.
Well, guys, it's been a wait. It's about 8 o'clock now in the evening. It's been a wait. Is it? Leave it down here, Jazza. I'll sort it out. Don't worry. God, it's cutted right out into the lake. This is the margin rod down along to the left. Coots have finally left the spot alone. Went down with a lovely donk as well, this rod, when I cast it. I thought about recasting it, but then I decided against because it went down with such a lovely, lovely donk. I'm making ground on him steadily. Wonderful, as the sun's got off the water. Well, I don't do a lot of carp fishing, as you'll know if you watch the channel, but feels like a decent fish. Kiting in, kiting out, kiting in, kiting out. Exciting, isn't it? Hopefully we can keep him away from that zig rod. He's going out that way. You helping, are you? Hold on, let go, Jazz, let go, let go. Oh, he's up on the top over there. Sorry, just so I can feel him. I can't feel what's going on. With you holding the bottom of the rod. We've not got anything yet, darling. God, he's plodding around. He's not charging around. He's plodding around. Oh, I just flopped out over there. Looks like they're down this margin. He's woken up a bit. In a minute, darling. I think we're winning. As I say, just plodding around. It feels decent fish.
Maybe it's Big Bad Barry.
Big Bad Barry. Is that his name? Could be. Big Bad Barry's trying to wipe my other lines out. God, line keeps pinging off his dorsal.
Seen a fish like him.
God, blimey. Well, he's sort of woken up under the rod tip. Can't pull too hard, darling. Oh, he's off again.
Very strong.
He is strong. Trying to get in the margin. He's off out again. Jasmine, can you pass that net forward, please? It's okay, you can leave it like that, it's fine.
Sure, boss.
God, he's not giving up, that's for sure.
No. I wonder why he's so strong for a fish. There we go, now I got the net properly.
Well done. God, that line keeps pinging off his dorsal.
Come on, big bad Barry. Show yourself. Big bad Barry, show yourself, please.
Is that what we're calling him, Big Bad Barry?
Yeah, strongest and baddest and biggest fish in the world.
I don't think he's... Jasmine, net, please. Bring it here.
But this Barry's really strong.
Give it here. Give it to me.
And he's even stronger than me.
Enough talking. Enough talking. Put the net down. Okay?
Trying to get to the end.
That's it. We don't need him just yet. He's off again. Oh gosh, what a scrap! And he came in without much trouble. Give us some trouble now. It's a big aeroplane over there, Jazza. Look at that.
I know, I saw that.
Oh, what a scrap! I hope he's
I hope
of a proportion that matches the fight.
I hope we didn't catch a shark there.
It's not a shark, definitely.
And that means Barry's a really strong fish now. Wow. Did you see that? Barry is big.
Oh, he looks a decent one. I'm now trying to wipe out my other lines.
I'm going to catch the big bad Barry. And I'm going to.
Come on, Barry. In you come.
Maybe you should
Think
call
we're winning?
him Big Bad Barry.
Oh, he has. He has caught the other line. He's got my a bit of nip one, pearl one.
We're gonna catch a fish.
Does look a decent fish. He's all wrapped up in the line.
Yeah.
Well, he feels a decent one. I'm gonna get it in and it'll be about 12 pounder now. I think we'll win it. Oh, he's a decent fish. Right, I'll bring him over the net and you lift the net up, okay? Right, lift. Lift, Jazza. Oh, well done, darling, well done.
Wow, we caught a fish.
Look at him, he's a good one, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a good one. Hooray, we finally caught a fish.
Oh, it's a proper one.
Oh, yeah. We caught you, Big Bad Barry.
I think that is Big Bad Barry. That looks like a 20 to me.
Yeah, 20 years old. Wow.
No, 20 pounds, darling. Not 20 years old.
Wow.
Right, we'll give him a rest in the net before we have a look at him. And Big Bad Barry is very strong.
Yeah.
Right, can you stand on the net there for me, please, so Big Bad Barry doesn't swim away? Thank you.
My God, I can't believe we catch
Okay,
Big Bad Barry.
safe. You're safe, darling. Oh, God. Give him a rest in the net. That was a scrap and a half. Blimey. He looks a proper fish. As I was saying, the stock in here is many more fish and slightly smaller, but I had that 20 pound 12, somewhere around there, which is a PB last time. It looks like this one might beat it. So I don't have any scales at all. It will weigh this. So I'll tap up the chap in swim 10 and get him to wade up for us. Well guys, there he is. Big bad Barry, £24 on the nose. The nice chap from swim 10 is wading for us. Absolutely fantastic. As you saw, he came in 3/4 of the way like a dog on a lead and then tore about under the rod tip. Felt like a decent fish. My limited experience of carp, he really felt like a decent fish, plodding about rather than ripping about the place. Right, let's not keep him out, let's get him back. Mm-hmm. So guys, just in the water temperature, 14.5. So it's up 2 degrees since I was last here, which was a week and a half ago, something like that. So hopefully that'll spur him on to feeding as well. It's been a wait for that one, but of course this time of night, dusk, isn't it? But hopefully we have a few through the night as well. I'm not going to change anything. I'm just going to fish the one rod over there, one on a zig, and this one down here in a bit deeper water. We'll see how we get on. Perfect. Yeah, chance to sink. That's great, that's the rods are refreshed. Keeping my voice down because everyone's asleep. Yeah, fingers crossed. We can have another fish out. Did lose one last night, just on dusk. It was only on for perhaps 2 seconds. Hooked it that same spot again, and it was on for a couple of seconds, came straight to the top, boshed, and then it was off. So, c'est la vie. Well guys, we're going to call it a day there. Got these 2 rods out still, but in the absence of them ripping off in the next 2 minutes, I'll call it a day. It's 10 o'clock, curfew time to go home. Nothing's happened during the night or this morning, but we had a thoroughly enjoyable session, haven't we? You enjoyed yourself? Mm-hmm. Now, a couple of people to thank. Thanks to Dan, who was at swim 10, who weighed that fish for me. Wouldn't have been able to weigh it without him. My scales only go to about 13 pounds, so I'd have been stuffed without him weighing it. So thanks, Dan. Nice to meet you as well. Dan had a few fish yesterday and this morning, sort of mid-doubles, and he had a 24 about midnight as well, but then all went quiet for him again until this morning. He bumped one off, but does seem a nice peg along there, so we'll perhaps have to come back and go in there, get you a few bites. She's a bit disappointed she didn't get to wind the fish in. Unfortunately, that's the way fishing goes, isn't it? Now, another big thank you to Victor, new patron, who signed up through Patreon. Thanks for signing up, Victor. You're welcome on board, and your support is greatly appreciated. Now, as I say, time to get home, but all there is left to do. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. Tight lines, enjoy your own angling. Many thanks to the channel patrons for your wonderful support, and we'll see you all again very soon. Say bye.
Bye.